feminism is a scam.
Feminism is a scam. I do not want to be independent. I want to be so codependent. I need my husband. I want my husband. I want to follow his lead. That's how God created me. He created me in a way to follow. He created me as a helpmate. He created me as an opposite to Adam, right? If women could be a woman, if women acted like women
instead of men,
because
they're acting like men,
I don't know if it's just me, but have you guys noticed how social media feminists are always like, I don't need a man, I can do whatever a man can do. And every time they say that, they're talking about monetary things, like you just bought a car or a house or you're a CEO, you know? And to me, it's funny because that's all you think masculinity is. Like, you think masculinity is money and cars and positions. Like, there's so much more to masculinity than that. So now it's got me thinking, like, is social media feminism a hate train against men? Like, is it a means to devalue them and to make them feel useless in society? Because if you're saying, I got a car and I got a house, I don't need a man, then it means that you're saying that there's no reason that men should exist if we have monies and cars. And to me, you're misinformed because there's so much, it goes so much deeper than that. To me, it just shows me that girls don't really know what feminism is. And I sort of hesitate to call myself a feminist, and I sort of like shy away from those movements on social media. If femininity can only thrive at the expense of men being devalued or seen as useless, then I don't think I want to participate in that, because I believe that men and women can coexist and one's power doesn't take away the other's power. And I do understand that, like, yeah, men are not good people, men are a reason behind a lot of problems in this world, but I don't think that we're being real if we act like we don't need them. I personally don't want to do what men can do. Like, I don't care to be like men. I don't care to compete with men because I'm not a man. I enjoy being a woman. I enjoy indulging in things that make me feminine. I enjoy in exploring and learning more about my femininity so that I can become more of that. Like, I'm not interested in being like a man in any way whatsoever. So yeah, guys, let's try to educate ourselves before we start going around spreading unnecessary false narratives in the quest to gain power, because we don't have to be powerful.
I was a feminist when feminism was about equality, about levelling the playing field, giving women an opportunity to find their rightful place, particularly in the public world, which was tremendously important and exciting when we achieved that. But what feminism today, to me, is all about advantaging women at the expense of men. And it's become very much caught up in the demonisation of males, presenting them always at a disadvantage. And I don't want to have any part of that. I was writing recently about boys' education, which is something I've written about for many decades. And I came across an article I wrote 40 years ago where we just started to notice how badly boys were doing vis-a-vis girls. I mean, we'd had 10 years of programs trying to help girls do better in the schools, which was fantastic. And a lot of girls who had been held back by traditional assumptions about, you know, girls not speaking up and girls not doing well in maths were now beginning to shine, which was a fantastic thing. But what was becoming very obvious is there were also a lot of boys falling behind and not achieving their potential. We have really very much feminist ideology infiltrating all our education systems, systematic programs to continue to advantage girls, and no one taking any notice of the fact that boys are...
Y'all women are getting weird. Y'all really hate men. Now I'm starting to see why the bear versus man conversation was even a thing in the first place. Y'all think these men are these wild, chaotic beasts. They're not humans. They're not the other half of the human race. They don't have feelings and emotions. They don't have a heart. They don't care. They don't have a mind. They just this species that's infected with rabies, and they waiting to jump and kill and destroy every single thing out there. I'm sorry y'all had some bad fathers, ran into some bad friends, had some bad boyfriends. Whatever you encountered, that's not all men. Just like all women don't say stuff like this. Because I would never say that. Because I know there's some good men. This comment will never come out of my mouth. Unfortunately, the narrative that's painted that men are these wild animals is not true. So please stop believing that.
Modern day feminism is really misleading in today's society, and I want you guys to watch the full video so that you can really understand what I am talking about. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section about this after watching the full video. I really feel like modern day feminism is quite misleading, and it's really not a good thing, because in most cases, most of the feminists you find, they are trying so much to create a very unhealthy competition between men and women. It looks like as if they're so angry with men. So in most cases, in everything they do, they want to be better than men. They want to show like they can do without men. They want to show like they have so much power than men, which is not really a cool thing, because I think it's okay for all of us to coexist in a very good way. It's okay for both men and women to have a very healthy relationship, because men need women and women need men, and people are not supposed to push the narrative that really shows that women can do without men, men can do without women. We all need each other. But then it's sad that modern day feminism is always trying to push the narrative that women can do without men, you can live your life without men, men are really bad people. And that is so sad, because at the end of the day, you don't need to collectively judge a certain group of people, because when you do that, it means you're really biased. So in most cases, feminists are biased when it comes to men, which is really sad. It's really sad that modern day feminists try to defend their actions, which are misleading, by saying that they're trying to fight for women's rights. But I think that is not the same, because I believe every human being needs to fight for their rights. So if a woman is fighting for their right, it doesn't mean that they're supposed to talk bad about men. It doesn't mean that they're supposed to create a very unhealthy relationship between men and women. If a woman is fighting for their rights, that is okay. A woman can fight for their rights. In case a man is not treating them well, then they can fight for their rights so that they can be treated well. But if a woman is trying to just talk bad about men based on their past experience with another man or other men, it is not fair, because then it becomes so misleading. Another problem with modern day feminism is that it is really focusing on attacking men. It really focuses on making sure that the society thinks that men are not important in our society, which is really not a good thing, because I don't think it's true at all, because men are really important in this world. Everyone who is in this world is important. I don't think it's really a very good thing for women to come in and start pushing this narrative that really shows as if men are not important in this world. Men need women and women need men in this world, because there are things men can do that women really can't do naturally. So we have to depend on each other, and that is how we were created. So it's not all about competition with each other. We're supposed to coexist in peace with each other. And I know there are some women who have been really mistreated by men, who have not been treated well by men, but it doesn't mean that all men are like that. Let's stop judging people collectively. We are supposed to deal with one person at a time. If really a man did treat you well, it should not make you think that you have to come out and try to make the whole world to think that all men are not good, all men don't deserve to be treated well because they didn't treat you well. I think that is really important to understand. So another problem I've realized when it comes to modern day feminism is that most of the modern day feminists attack women who are still respectful to men, who still respect men in the society, women who still believe that men need women and women need men in the society. They are really triggered by such women, and in most cases you find them trying to make fun of such women, trying to show them that they are really not important, because they still believe that a man needs a woman and a woman needs a man in the society. And that is sad, but I don't know why modern feminists do that, because in this society, we all need each other. Men need women and women need men. Since when did we start to think like that? Because the moment we start thinking like that, we cannot really coexist well, because it turns out to be like a very unhealthy competition, which leads to women hating men and men hating women. And this is what feminism has really created. This type of feminism has ended up making men to really hate women and women to hate men. It's because in everything they do, they make men to look so bad, and then they make other women to really hate men for no good reason. It makes other women to compete with men in a very unhealthy way for no good reason. Modern day feminism has also created women who lack a sense of humanity. So it creates women who are so entitled, it creates women who are so arrogant, because it really empowers women in a very negative way. It tries to show women that it's all about them. Nothing else really matters. So it's all about us women, and then women forget that they're supposed to also embrace men in their lives. They're also supposed to understand where the men are coming from in everything they do. They're supposed to give also men a platform to also express themselves. So it leaves women thinking that it's all about them. And every time when you think it's all about you, you end up to be so selfish. You neglect others. So feminism has created selfish women who live life like as if it's all about them without considering others. And you realize this only does not affect men, but it also affects other women. Because if you create women who are like that, who are so selfish, who think about themselves alone without thinking about others, it will also affect their interaction with their fellow women, because it will always be about them, and they'll never think about other people. And so it has also created individuality in everything women are doing, which is not really a good thing, because we're supposed to depend on each other. That is why we are here in this world together. And so you realize that also such women don't care about men. Even if a man has not done anything to them, they're already biased. They think like it's all about them. So they will not even give attention to men, even if they are hurt, even if they have issues and they need to be helped. Because feminism always shows that women are very important and men are really not important. Men are bad people. So women like that end up not even paying attention to what men are going through, because they're already biased. They think men are not important, men are bad people, it's only women who are good, it's only women who need attention and care, which is really sad, because we all need to look after each other, to take care of each other, men and women together. But modern day feminism is really creating a gap between men and women, which is really sad. And that's it for today, guys. If you have anything to add on this topic, you can share your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. It's been your girl, Joanne Complete. As always, I'd like to wish you a wonderful day. Take care of your beautiful lives. Until next time, I love you. Bye.